bellies up for 5 shots of taser. Plus, a criminal mastermind breaks into a video surveillance store. And wanton vandals go psycho on Frosty the Snowman. Then, reckless couch potatoes wreak havoc on the streets of San Francisco. Later, a chain gang of fools makes a run for it, but their escape hits a snag. This is not a movie. Everything you're about to see is real.
The car is still moving.
Brace yourself.
Vehicles break out.
This is Most Shocking, Dumbest Criminals.
Franklin County, Ohio.
Asked you guys give these test.
Trooper Brandon Cruz is trying to administer a sobriety test.
That pisses me off. Okay. All right. Okay.
But the intoxicated driver isn't in the mood.
So you're not gonna do my test. I'm gonna place you under arrest. We're not doing it. All right, sir. No, we're not doing it. Okay. Officer, put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Don't look. I just get your.
Cruz struggles to subdue the belligerent drunk.
Don't put your hands behind your back. Sir, arrest. Okay. Sir.
When the suspect heads for his truck, Cruz has had enough.
Put your hands behind your back.
The taser drops the boozer like an empty bottle, but he still won't break.
So I'm gonna do it again. Don't do it!
Clearly, he's not getting the point.
So turn around, put your hands behind your back, because you're gonna get it again. No. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, you're gonna get it again. Why are you? Turn around, put your hands behind your back, or you're gonna get it again. Okay. Put your hand on the ground. On the ground now. On the ground now. No. On the ground, or you're getting it again. Okay, I'll die here. On the ground. On your stomach now. No. On your stomach. And I'm not going to tell you again.
After a combined 250,000 volts, he relents.
I'm sorry. Behind your back. Get off the head. All right. Keep your face down. Face down. You got it? You understand that? Yeah.
The taser gets his body down, but the liquor still runs his mouth.
No. Hey, don't move. You're now under arrest for DUI and resisting arrest. I ain't got arrested. You hammer me. Hey, come here. No, come here.
The electrifying arrest brings in a verdict that doesn't shock anyone. Guilty as charged.
On your stomach!
Ontario, Canada. 3 jailbirds chained together are about to make the worst prison break of all time. Bar none. The men clothesline themselves on a metal pole, slamming into each other and collapsing in a heap.
Okay. Are you gonna give up? I'm bleeding, man. That's too bad. Okay, I'm done.
The officers are not impressed.
You also have the right to be stupid.
But while the boys get their giggles, their crimes are no laughing matter. Already facing charges of assault and robbery, this brainless chain gang will be blocked by bars for years to come.
You guys are idiots.
Boise, Idaho. It's after hours at an electronics store that specializes in surveillance video equipment. Lights and cameras are rolling. Now it's time for action. A thief hurls a rock, shattering the door. The bandit steps onto center stage. Sales manager Kelly Johnson can only scoff at the lame performance.
Short of a bank or a jewelry store, this is the worst place the robber could have broken into.
The intruder attempts to keep his identity concealed, but ends up posing for a close-up. The oblivious offender repeatedly steals the spotlight.
He walks by the camera system and looked in the camera. This guy probably is the most stupid burglar in the history of the world.
The crook cleans out the register and exits in style. But instead of fleeing the scene, he calls his girlfriend for a ride. An off-duty employee, alerted to the break-in, finds him loitering outside.
He asked him for his ID, and the guy gave him his ID, which was stupid, but he did.
The outlaw is identified as Alan Darnell. Officer Terry Phillips arrives and reviews the abundant security video.
Most of the time when we see store video, it's pretty grainy, it's dark, but this video was crystal clear. And there's absolutely no way he could say that wasn't him who broke into the store.
The bandit's 15 minutes of fame earns him 5 years behind bars.
He really needs to work on his criminal skills for sure.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Matt Willicott's inflatable snowman spreads cheer throughout the neighborhood.
He was our first display, our first inflatable. We received it as a gift from my mother. And so he's, has kind of a sentimental value.
But the holiday icon is having a rough year after numerous attacks by vandals.
This year, we had the first stabbing, if that's what you want to call it. And he got taken down and found a screwdriver inside of him. That's when I decided to put the surveillance camera in.
The investment pays off. The brutal stabbing is swift and savage. 2 cold-hearted slashers fillet Frosty. His life-giving air wheezes out into the winter night.
My wife came running downstairs and said that, the snowman had been attacked again.
By the time he makes it outside, the body is ice cold. The hidden video is made public, and the stab-happy hoods turn themselves in.
The last I heard was both of them were getting a sentence for 3 months in jail.
With the assailants behind bars, it'll be a safer holiday for a jolly, happy soul who's once again alive as he can be.
Coming up, a caped criminal steers with both feet in a bizarre chase through the streets of L.A.
This is gonna get dangerous.
But first, a thief running on empty uses a blowtorch to break into a gas pump. Plus, you won't believe what this driver's been getting away with, or for how long.
We are showing that you had a driver's license, but it expired 33 years ago.
That's next on Most Shocking, Dumbest Criminals.
Lubbock, Texas. It's after hours at the Nothing But Smoke Shop. Too bad someone's looking for nothing but trouble. The smash and grabber makes a hasty entrance. But lucky for shop owner Sean Ross, this perp doesn't have a clue.
He ran around somewhat confused, it seemed like, for a while, trying to figure out what he wanted to take.
The crook scores a jar of cheap tobacco, then goes for the cash. When the bare-chested bandit can't open the register, he loads up on smokes and heads for the door. That's when his master plan unravels.
He noticed that the police had arrived, and he began running around trying to figure out what he was going to do.
The suspect bolts into the back room. Cops pour in. But the man is nowhere to be found.
In that room, there's a back door, but there was also a ladder. And he decided that instead of exiting through the back door, he was going to climb up into the ceiling. When I was watching the video, the only thing that was really going through my mind is, this guy is an idiot.
It doesn't take long for officers to locate the offender.
Not only did he climb up in the ceiling, he began running around in the ceiling, which is a drop ceiling. As he ran around, police could hear him and figured that he might be up there.
The man and his plan fall to pieces.
They lifted up a tile, and down he came, crashing through the ceiling tiles and the anchors. He hit the counter, hit the floor.
Eric McGahee is charged with 3 counts of burglary. The stupidity of his escape plan is dismissed.
This would have been how difficult it was to leave.
But his break-in will cost him hard time. Alliance, Ohio. Officer Scott Blake stops a pickup for doing 53 in a 35 zone. But speed is not this guy's only problem.
Good afternoon. I need your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance, please. I have it.
He advised he didn't have his driver's license. And my response was, you don't have it with you? And he says, no, I don't have a driver's license.
The man can only provide a Social Security card.
Okay, I'm good to type for a few minutes, sir.
And I entered his Social Security number into the system, and within a minute or so, the screen come up with the information.
Blake does a double take.
I thought, well, this has to be a mistake, so I actually tapped the screen to see if it's just, a mistake on the screen.
Apparently, this man's been driving on borrowed time.
Mr. Durham, we have a slight problem, sir. Yeah. We are showing that you had a driver's license, but it expired in 1969.
Though this sounds preposterous, the driver has a valid explanation.
May I ask why?
I can't pass the speed.
I said, well, what's your vision problem? He said, well, I'm legally blind. I was dumbfounded.
All right, well, here's the situation, sir. You're going to be placed under arrest for no operator's license. Okay, you're going to have to come down to headquarters and post a bond in order to get out, sir.
The man complies, but he's not happy about it.
A bit overkill, isn't it?
And he actually got kind of sore at me for arresting him for being blind and driving.
After decades of driving in the dark, the man's arrest came as a real eye-opener. Fort Worth, Texas. It's called a bait car, a vehicle specially equipped to catch car thieves in action. Once the crook breaks in, the cameras click on and a remote signal is activated.
I'm the bait car coordinator, and when there's an activation on a vehicle, I coordinate with the officers out in the field along with the dispatcher.
From his office, Detective Harder can track the bait car and disable its engine with the click of a mouse. Police move in, and the clueless criminals go down.
Instead of spending a lot of man hours watching a vehicle, we're setting out a mousetrap to catch a car thief.
And they fall for it every time. Even the ones who should know better. This is 39-year-old Robert Brock. He just got out of prison. Now he's earned a return trip. And he knows it. But that doesn't stop him from trying to play dumb.
The video is irrefutable. You can't deny it.
Just ask this candidate for Uncle of the Year.
Take whatever you can, fool. I'm looking. Take everything you can, fool. You already done too bad.
He's actually teaching his 14-year-old nephew how to steal a car.
The uncle was wearing gloves, and the nephew was also wearing gloves.
Don't put your fingers in. I ain't putting fingers in.
Suddenly,
we got the cop right there.
he spots the cops behind him. It's time to bail.
Are you ready to run?
But the car locks down,
You can't go.
becoming a roadside jail.
I know we can't go nowhere. I know. I'm a kid. Get out, okay.
You really look bad teaching your nephew what to do. It's not going to look too good for him in court.
To date, the bait car program has been extremely successful in taking down car thieves. Because car thieves are taking the bait, hook, line, and sinker.
Get out, okay.
San Joaquin County, California. Someone's been stealing gas from a local farm. And the farmer's hidden camera is about to find out who. A man pulls up in his pickup and checks the pump. It's locked. But the trespasser came prepared. With a blowtorch. Sparks fly. Breaking a sweat, he tosses off his shirt. The thick-headed thief flames on. Somehow he manages to cut through the lock without sparking an inferno. His shirt isn't so lucky. He quickly stomps it out. Then uses the still smoking fabric to twist off the white-hot lock. He fills his tank with stolen fuel and takes off. But the video, along with the charred remains of his shirt, stick around. He's lucky his plan didn't blow up in his face. But ultimately, this free fill-up will cost him his freedom.
Up next, a fleeing fugitive is nearly tossed beneath the wheels of justice. Plus, a bungling burglar wearing a see-through bag shows he's clearly in over his head.
Get back over here.
And a pair of sofa surfers goes for a reckless ride across the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, no.
On Most Shocking, Dumbest Criminals.
Hamilton County, Ohio. Most criminals go to great lengths to avoid police attention. Not this guy.
I was behind a white Cadillac that ran a stop sign right in front of me. I ran a license plate check on that car, and it came back with 3 felony warrants.
Now the foolish suspect seems hell-bent on racking up more charges. He rockets through one red light after another.
He was driving extremely aggressively. He actually sideswiped the car.
The driver tries to lose his police tail by turning into a parking lot. But even a dead end doesn't slow him down. He rumbles through a drainage ditch. And then, incredibly, he bails out. The car goes airborne and nearly comes down on the suspect.
I've never seen a suspect thrown from a vehicle like that before.
The back tires miss his head by inches. Amazingly, he jumps up and keeps running. He doesn't get far. It turns out the car's not his, and neither are the felony warrants.
The suspect that was captured was friends with the owner of the vehicle.
So why did he run?
The reason he was running from us was because he didn't have a driver's license.
The minor infraction would have cost him $250. But now, he has something in common with the Cadillac's actual owner. They're both felons. Pinellas County, Florida. Here's a criminal disguise that's sure to leave an impression. A clear plastic bag. It may restrict movement and make it harder to breathe, but hey, at least it's completely transparent. The clerk steps aside, even though the suspect isn't brandishing a weapon. He's under management's orders not to resist a crook, but he feels like a fool watching this chump rob his store of all its money. Plastic Man finally retrieves the cash and heads for the exit. The clerk feels compelled to at least partially block the door. But in the end, he's just left holding the bag. Herman Hill is caught 2 days later and is sentenced to 8 years in prison. After this heist, the store may consider a change in policy. If a crook comes dressed like garbage, feel free to take out the trash.
Oh, goodness. Jameson, drive on.
Josh, get in the right lane as soon as you can.
San Francisco, California.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
A group of reckless partiers take their sofa out on the town.
How you doing?
Yeah, party.
This homemade couch cruiser is a moving violation.
We're basically just riding stop signs left and right.
Oh, my God.
And a dangerous one.
Ow! That seriously hurt my butt! My God!
If I'm gonna be pissed off.
These boneheaded roadsters don't care how much damage they do.
We just heard their taillight out. Stop that mirror!
The booze cruise heats up.
Oh man, we're doing sparks!
We got sparking!
Oh man, we got sparks coming out from all over. I think we're gonna be on fire pretty soon.
The road warriors venture onto the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh no!
And get pelted by plastic pylons.
Oh no!
Oh, my my God.
Oh, no!
Lucky for everyone, police bring the joyride to an end.
Here. Let's get it behind your car. School project.
School project, huh? What's the school project?
Experimental film.
Are you guys gonna kill yourselves out here again? Does that matter to you? Or somebody else? You might go to jail. That's a good possibility.
These sofa jockeys are charged with a hefty fine, and their rumble seat is under house arrest.
Oh, no!
Coming up, a gas station clerk makes a mistake.
Did you get the gas already? Oh, it was great.
And a customer goes ballistic. Plus, a hard-hitting con beats himself up, then cries police brutality.
I closed my eyes and all I seen was lights.
And a flasher in an apartment store lets it all hang out. When most shocking, dumbest criminals returns.
Cartersville, Georgia. John Tart has been arrested for trafficking cocaine and placed in a holding cell. He calls in Sergeant Horace Shaw to report police brutality.
I know they had to be there, but I ain't done nothing. I didn't even resist it.
He told me that the officers that beat him up when they made the arrest, and it struck him. He had some swelling in the face and around his eye.
Where they hit you?
This crafty con did take a beating.
I was on the ground, my eyes was closed.
At his own hands. The attack starts with 2 right hooks. Later, he dazes himself with a sucker punch. But he hasn't had enough yet. Tart takes 2 more cheap shots, really working himself over. This haymaker has him on the ropes. Then he goes in for the knockout. What this prize-fighting prisoner doesn't know is that police have it all on tape.
He actually was given the opportunity to file a formal complaint, which he did.
It was just a minute. I just did like this, and I felt somebody hit me with something like this. I closed my eyes, and all I seen was lights.
They told him he was on videotape, and he eventually pled to all the charges.
The coke dealer's self-serve beatdown wins him an additional charge of falsely reporting a crime.
Excuse me hard.
And he received a sentence of 15 years with 2 years to serve. He would best be described as dumb.
Corona, California. A small mix-up at this gas station is about to turn into a big blowout. A man pulls up to pump 9, then gives his wife $20 for gas.
Number 9, $20. Yeah, any forward?
It should be a simple transaction. But the clerk accidentally sends the money to pump 11, which is out of order. When the pump doesn't work, the wife goes back inside.
No, somebody took out your gas. I don't know, let me see.
The clerk checks her computer, but can't find the problem.
Did you get the gas already? Number 9.
Outside, the husband is growing impatient. Finally, he decides to come in and check for himself.
Yeah, so what's the problem with $20? Yeah. No, I'm still on empty. You want to come look at my gas gauge?
A quick look at the pump confirms his story. But the cashier insists the blame lies with the man's wife.
But if you did the wrong number, is that somebody put the gas on?
It's broke. It's broke. It says out of order on the damn pump. So how can somebody pump $20 worth of gas? It says out of order.
It's working the business.
The minor dispute is quickly reaching a boiling point.
You owe me $20 worth of gas.
You want to pay 11. Okay, somebody.
No, the lady that was on 11 over here is going gas.
Finally, the man gives up on trying to explain himself. Just like his car, his tank is on empty.
Nobody's pumping my gas. You owe me $20. Now give me my money. Or call the cops. I don't get it. Call the cops. I don't get it.
In a flash, he crosses the line from anger to rage. The clerk is smacked by flying merchandise. Then the one-man wrecking crew turns his $20 beef into $10,000 worth of damage. Other customers look on in shock as he storms out. Finally, the customer-turned-criminal peels away. And with a bigger problem than being low on gas. After seeing his pit stop rampage on the news, the man turns himself in. His frustration may have been justified.
No, I'm still on empty. You want to come look at my gas gauge?
But his actions were not. And because of his high-octane outburst, his next rant will be before a judge. Omaha, Nebraska. Afraid he'll set off motion detectors, a burglar crawls slowly through a smoke shop.
Apparently, he said that he was intoxicated at the time, so he wasn't thinking clearly.
This security system is always up, and it catches this crook with his pants down. Literally. His slow-motion robbery gives cameras plenty of time to record.
We had a couple witnesses that ID'd him, not from the backside, from the front. And at that point, we gave all the information to the police.
The suspect was booked into Central Police Detention for one count of burglary.
However, police are still unraveling the mystery of why his pants were down.
Yeah, I don't know.
A casual shopper in Shawnee, Oklahoma makes a disturbing fashion statement. Going au natural. The twisted flasher gets his thrills exposing himself in public. He spots a security guard and escapes by the seat of his pants. But cops hope he'll soon be getting his kicks behind bars. Whether robbing a tobacco store or looking for closeout prices, it's always best to do it dressed.
Up next,
Step on your brakes.
an anxious driver backs into trouble. Plus, when clumsy crooks try to break the bank, they're more likely to break a bone. And a fleeing suspect finally surrenders, but his car is still on the run. That's straight ahead on Most Shocking, Dumbest Criminals.
Los Angeles, California. This road renegade is wanted for speeding. But despite his police tail, he's not stopping.
He's really moving coming down the 101 freeway here. Looks like police are losing ground.
Officers crank up the heat with additional squad cars.
CHP, looks like LAPD joining the chase. Everybody's out here tonight.
Their plan may be working. The driver moves over to the right-hand lane.
He's getting off the freeway here. This might be an area that he knows.
A cruiser closes in and takes drastic action.
They're gonna fit him. There goes the bumper covers. CHP officers are out. They've got guns drawn.
The desperado tries to give up, but forgets one small detail.
The car is still moving. Suspect gets out of the car and he's running. CHP officers are running behind him now.
The driver calls it quits, but his ride keeps going.
He gets back in the car and the CHP is right there. They're running next to him. Several officers are trying to get him to stop. There it goes.
Officers put the brakes on the culprit and his runaway car. The suspect was bad at running, and even worse at surrendering. Being a criminal can be difficult if you lack coordination. Parkland, Washington. A masked gunman enters a market and tosses a display out of his way. With money in hand, he heads for the door. A life of crime is his first mistake. Not looking down is his second. Lucky for him, it doesn't take a genius to open a door. Despite an IQ smaller than his shoe size, the bandit makes off with $200 in cash. In Limerick, Pennsylvania, a thief uses a cement block to bust into a closed restaurant. His big score is the tip jar, containing $20 plus change. But grace and style are not on the menu. The clumsy crook chooses the wrong door and drops his payload. The offender finally exits, empty-handed. Both of these robbers get away, but at this rate, the next door they run into will have steel bars. San Antonio, Texas.
14 south with 4 Paul.
A man is pulled over for speeding. It won't be the last traffic violation he gets tonight.
You have a driver's license with you? And your vehicle's rolling. Hit your brakes. Step on your brakes. Son of a bitch. Step on your brakes.
When the driver can't figure out how to stop, the officer makes a leap for the brakes. But he misses.
You have a driver's license? Do you have a driver's license? You have an ID card?
The man is an illegal alien with no license.
Do you speak English at all?
And he just hit a police car.
Whose truck? Your amigos?
Bad luck all around. This comedy of errors cost the cop a bumper.
Hit your brakes. Step on your brakes.
But bought the driver a one-way ticket across the border.
Son of a bitch.
Coming up, a wannabe superhero.
He's going about 50 miles an hour.
Finds himself on the wrong side of the law.
Look at this guy.
On most shocking, dumbest criminals. Los Angeles, California.
There are many reasons not to drive under the influence. Here's one of them. A news chopper captures a man on a drug-induced bender.
Look at this guy.
With the car in drive, the Cape suspect hangs out the window, steering with his feet. This wannabe superhero has 6 sidekicks, all dressed in black and white.
Officer's following very slowly. Being very cautious, not quite sure what he'll do next.
Police decide to end his antics.
They tried to throw down spike strips. They didn't get him in time. He's running now.
The junkie hits the highway.
He's going about 50 miles an hour.
And continues his one-man show. Tired of his police escort, he cranks up the speed.
He's up to over 100 miles an hour. Lots of traffic up ahead. This is gonna get dangerous.
The reckless stoner barrels past unsuspecting drivers. Officers keep pace a few cars back. There's no telling what the erratic outlaw might do. Finally, police get the break they need.
Looks like he's getting off the freeway.
The suspect hits the streets, then parks at a donut shop. Cops surround the vehicle. When suddenly, the Cape Crusader emerges.
He's out of his car. Police not sure what he's doing.
Ignoring officers' commands, he steps casually into the shop.
He's walking into the restaurant.
It takes 2 beanbag rounds and a shot of pepper spray to bring the man down. This dopehead will have plenty of time to sober up in jail. Once he discovers his superpowers, can't save him from the law.
Whether they lack planning, coordination, or simply an IQ, stupid criminals provide stark proof that crime doesn't pay.
He's running on foot.